Hi everybody, it's Jules by Jude. Hope everybody had a happy Easter. What we're going to do today is we use this black. It's rolled out. It's Sculpey. Black, plain black, rolled out on a number 7. 7 is my thickest. I might just start saying thickest for thickest instead of 7. So, but that's my machine. So it's it's just large enough so that I can do press this out with my circle donut that I got from Jessamine Design on her Etsy. Her name is Samantha Tutorials, and I hope that's all the info you need, but she's really good. Okay, so this I'm going to save for later, and this is the lines I'm looking for. And I'm hoping to get something like that out of this. And this is scrap. I just took my scrap, cut it up. I'm going to roll it out with my roller, my plexiglass roller. I have my blade. And I'm going to hope that we can get some decent lines and design out of this. It's an interesting, I guess you'd call it a technique. I've seen Gail Thompson doing it. I learned from her as well. She's very good. Now see, this is a little too solid here. Hopefully that won't come out like that. Hopefully it'll be like along those lines. I'm going to start to see if I can get it to go through the machine. Again, on my thickest setting is what I'm attempting to do this on. Okay, now I'm going to go down like that. I'm folding it over, and I'm thinking about having this lines going through it so that I can, and it's starting to work, as you can see. And the clay is super soft, but Sculpey is super soft. Alright, let's see what we come out with now. This is interesting. I'd like it to be thinner. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down this way once and hope for the best. No, I'm not. I'm going straight down still. Straight down, guys. Alright, there we go. See, these lines are coming out pretty straight. I don't want too much of that black coming through there, so I'm going this way. I like these turquoisey colors here. Let's see what I can get out of this. There we go. We're getting there. Look at those lines. Cool. Very cool. Alright, let's see what we can get out of this one now. I'm going to keep running this through till I'm happy with what design I'm coming up with, which I'm pretty much there, so I'm going to stop. Alright, once you get your scrap clay to look like this, and I'm just trying to decide, do I want more blues? I do, I think I'm going with this side. Okay, I'm just going to shore this up kind of like this. This is super soft. Can't stress that enough, guys. Once I shore this up, I'm going to put my pieces next to each other. I want to put, because it's so soft, I'm going to start using some wax paper. I find that it helps a lot with being able to lift this clay up off of this. There we go. Now, I'm going to sit them right next to each other so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I don't really need to worry too much about transferring because it's all a little bit, different colors as it is, so the transfer is not important. What I'm going to do is, what I want to show you is I'm going to use this strip that I cut off, and I'm just going to cut down that strip, and I'm going to straddle the design. So I see where I have my blues, and I'm going to use this black and blue here. I'm hoping you can see this very clearly right here. See how I straddled that up? And that's what my intention is going to be. I am going to trim it each and every time only because I'm working so close to it. The pieces are pretty close together so that hopefully you can see. And there it is. I line it up. I try to keep it straight. It's very sticky. And as I said, I'm straddling it up, trimming it off. And if you're at home doing this, you do not have to do it that way. You're working further apart and closer to what you need to see. And you want to try not to distort that stripe because it is sort of matching up against itself there. And you want it to look a little straddled back and forth. You can go up and down if you like. I'll see when I get there if I'm going to need to come back down or not, but if I do, I will. And this is so sticky that my fingers are sort of given an imprint on there that I hope isn't too distinguished in the end piece here. And it's even sticking to my butt. Let's see here. Oh, I got that off. Did I get that off? No, not on one. It's sticking there. I'm gonna mess with this design too much. There we go. See how it's going up? If you want to start going back down anytime you want, you can. It's hard for me to see. You can make them as thin and as thick as you want. Kind of cool. I seen Gail Thompson, that's her name. She does really good work too. She's a go-getter, that's for sure. But I kind of really like this design. You can hear my ticking in the background. And I've got one with the pink over here going off. See if this is transferring over on. I don't like that. Okay. So as I said, I hope everybody's Easter went well. Ours did fine. We did fine. We had a nice peaceful home. We did brunch. The weather down here in Florida was beautiful. All right. Look how nice that's going. I love it. Okay, I think I'm going to start going back down, which I don't have much experience with that. So, play it by ear. what I will start doing is starting to go gradually back down. And I'm using the blue right now as a guideline right here, in here. And you'll see the gaps. Now you can do a couple things. You can keep it the same, or you can roll over top of it, which is what I might do. It is awfully soft. Okay, I gotta remember I'm going back down. Very Native American. That's what it reminds me of. Native American looking. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? And this is a really good thing you can do with your scrap, because it really brings out some of the colors that you did not get to use, you know, in your scrap canes and whatnot. This one here just wants to be difficult. See, now you gotta remember too, I'm working away from myself so that you can see better. But I got a little bit of black clay on that. Looks alright. There's a little thin down there. So move this over. And this is just simply black Sculpey, and a lot of my scrap. And if you try to position it, I mean, it doesn't have, I mean, it's going to turn into lines most of the time if you just do it, you know, keep turning it through your machine, and you keep turning it just like you would with a Skinner blend in a very similar fashion. Look for your lines, and then stop and go according to what colors you want to come out. Now this one happened to have the darker in the center, so I have a little bit of the black and the gray going through here, but I have a little bit of green, and this is turquoise and blue doing the top, up the top there in the center there. So I am very happy with that. Otherwise I would probably start over because there would be too much darkness in it, but I'm really liking it. Now here on the side, the way I've started it, and you're going to have to have like a center point that your eye goes to, so that you can straddle that. So you're going to either pay attention to this and work your way up and then down, but you can do it according to whatever your eye goes to, you know. That would be good. You know, whatever you use to determine that, and that's exactly how Gail says it on hers as well. And then you can just do what you want with it. You don't really have to do what I'm about to do. If you have another idea, by all means, execute it, because that's what this is all about. This is just learning. Okay, now that came out pretty well, a lot better than I thought it would, based on my color combinations here. And now I have a slab with the colors all down them, straddled up and down with a pattern. So I thought, oh, don't worry about transferring any colors, but yet I did anyway. I think that is actually part of the clay. And there's my other ones ready to get done here. Alright. I'm going to turn this way. And I don't want to make sure I'm going to do gentle because this is so darn soft. And I want to make sure that it sticks to my slab, the black slab, and I'm going to start putting tiny pressure in the areas that I want the seams to come together a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be on everything, and you don't want to squish it down. Whatever you do not want to squish it down. It will melt together and turn into one big glob in no time. So be careful of that. But I do want, see how that went, melted right back together. And I'll take this up here and I just put a little bit more pressure on up here. Right here at the end, even though I probably won't be using that end. There we go. I like it. I can do a lot. Now what I'll do is I can use hopefully a couple cutters. One maybe here. I would like to see. Now you want to see where, you know, this centerpiece not going to come out, you know, so that's probably about where I want it to be. I hope. I don't want too much of this black. I want to concentrate here in the center where my blues are. My cutter doesn't go all the way down. If I did do that, it would look something like this, but then I would lose my blue up here. So what I think I'm going to do is go up here and gather up off the turquoise in the center, a little bit blue coming down the sides. I'm going to lose that center right there, a little bit in the dark. I think that's what I'm going to go with. So what I'll do is I've now planned it, what I want to see. And I've talked about this in my videos before. This is a very important process of deciding what you want out of your clay, any art piece that you do. Because I work with stones, I work with photos on dominoes and such. So there's a, you know, yes, there's this technique that we just did, but then there's the technique that you want to be able to judge what are my best options for this piece. So I'm going to try to go back to where I was, which is approximately right here. Okay, now I'm going to push this down, trying to stay still. I don't want to break my cutter. And if you know me, you know I like it thick. Definitely like a thicker cut here. But I want to make sure it goes all the way down and in. Wow, that really looks cool. You guys see that? I'm going to gently pull this off. That, I really love that. That is really awesome. Look at all of that. Now, I'm going to take a look at this a little closer. It doesn't look like I did get it to cut the way I wanted to all the way through. Don't panic. There's no problem here. In fact, you probably want to waver on the side of that's a good thing rather than a negative thing, okay? Because you can put this cutter, there's nothing changed here. Only thing you want to do now is press through again. And you want to make sure you're lined up with your piece. Make sure your cutter's in the same place. You should be able to tell that. And you just press again. And as I said, do not panic. There is nothing to panic about. It just, especially with mine, because it's so thick. Now that definitely did go through, okay guys? So I should be okay. And it did, you know, push through the, push the other clay up. Okay. Now, what I want to do is just gradually pull this very gently away from the clay. Okay. And here's my piece. Oh, I'm thinking this was really great color combination to use with this. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure I can get this piece out and it doesn't look like it cut as nicely as I'd like it to have. So ordinarily I would be worried about using this, you know, for an earring and whatnot, but I'm okay with that because I can't get the exact one out of there anyhow. The colors were not, you know, significant enough to be able to do that. So all is good. Everything came out great. I'm very, very pleased, and now I'm going to bake it. And I will show you when I'm done after I bake it. This is what we have so far. And we might still be able to do something here with this. It's really a cool Native American example in my opinion. So I'll be back in a moment after I bake and we'll see what we got. Thanks. Hi everyone, it's Jules by Jude. I'm back again. Here's my piece. This is how it came out. I hope you can see that. You see all the lines here and everything. So my next thing up is going to do is I'm going to put some UV resin on it that I got from RJ Crafts. Okay, so I'm going to put my piece right here. And I'm going to dome this with UV. Resin. And it doesn't need to have a lot. And I'm only going to do the top. I'm not going to do the sides. I may do the back though. There's a lot of bubbles in it, but that can be taken care of easily. Don't you worry about that. Okay. There we go. That's a real big bubble there. There we go. Popped itself. So this is indeed how it came out. And the one thing good about the resin that is UV, it doesn't dry until you put it under the lamp. So you have a lot of wiggle room with that. And I can see some of the sparkles coming through. I want to wipe it down a little bit here because I did go over and I'm kind of hurrying. I apologize for that. So, first thing I'm going to do is pop all these little bubbles that y'all see here. And that's a lot more than I usually have. Shoot, because I'm rushing. Let me double check. Okay, now I'm going to pick this up, move it right in under my lamp. But I've already used it and it seems to be working out great for me. So I'm going to show you the end result as soon as I get it. Thanks. Hi guys, I'm back. I'm going to show you. First off, right out of the bat, this is the piece that I did in the video. Okay? I hope you like it. I loved it. I hope you can see some of the glitter. And yeah, I think there's a couple bubbles here or there. I really shouldn't have went as fast as I did. Here's another one that I did, and here's the same one as this one. without the doming. Okay, I might even have to dome that one again even. But anyways, I'm just a little bit a fanatic about this stuff. So this is RJ Crafts doming UV resin. That's what I used, and I liked it a lot, and I would buy it again. Okay, and that's RJ. Hoping there's somewhere along the lines. Maybe I'm too high up too. Okay, I also bought foils from her, which by the way I love immensely, and I don't have an example. Maybe I do. This is one of the foils I did with her. Now I used the foil for this, some of her foils, and I really enjoyed doing that. So that's RJ, shout out to her. And I also bought her sandpapers and other stuff from her. One other thing that's notable here in my pile of stuff are these that have to be sanded and also domed with the resin to make into earrings. And this is the cutter from, I'm going to spell it, Jessama Design Tools. That's Samantha's Tutorials. And it's the Circle Donut number 2. And I bought that, and of course you can see that I've been using it like crazy. I'm buying some more. I bought a couple other cutters from both of them. So enough about that. This is what we did this video with. Let me show you again, just to reiterate, all of our work is not done in vain. This is the piece. It goes right inside of here. Is it this way? Yep. See? I can't do the same here because this was a practice piece. This is what I work with. So I'm going to make more because I really love how this piece came out. Hope you can see that. And it has a lot of glitter in it from my scrap because it was mixed. This is scrap clay on the black. Really cool. I got some stuck on there now. So I still have to do the back a little bit, but other than that, we're done. Hey, if you really enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a blessed day.